Hi everyone, it's Ellen from Classroom Unbound, and today I want to talk to you about how our 2018 went, our plans for 2019, and why we live in South Korea. Welcome for those of you who may be new to my channel. I'm a homeschooling mom of an 8, 6, and a 4-year-old. We currently live in South Korea, and I also work from home, so I'm a homeschooling / work from home mom. So going back to 2018, it was a great year for us. We started off the year taking a trip to Florida for my graduation. I finished my doctorate degree in education, so I was able to cross the stage and have my husband, my children, and my dad there to see me do it, and it was an amazing experience and I loved it. We took a celebration cruise for that, and some other trips we took were Hawaii in March. We moved to South Korea, and then we've been exploring South Korea ever since we've lived here. So it was a pretty big travel year for us, and we've always been into travel and seeing the world, but 2017 we finally paid off our debt. We had about $150,000 in debt. 2017 was about 6.5 years after we started paying off debt. We finally paid off everything and then decided we didn't have to do small road trips anymore. We could actually take the family places. So 2018 was basically us finally being able to see some things, and we've had a great time in doing that. So for 2019, the year has already begun. We took a trip to Thailand. We just got back last week, and that was an amazing experience. It was so much fun. We had fun relaxing on the beach. We went to Phuket, which I thought was a little bit less busy. I was not wanting to have like a city type of experience. I wanted relaxing on the beach. It's been cold in South Korea. The air quality has been horrible. So I wanted somewhere that was just sunny and warm and just fresh air. So we went to Phuket and we spent a lot of time on the beach. It was amazing. It was fun. We are back now in South Korea. We've seen some of the worst air quality days that we've seen since we've arrived in July. And I mean, the air quality index is over 200. Today seems to be a little bit more clear, so that's good, but yesterday it was horrible. But you know, that's such is life. But for 2019, of course, we'll continue homeschooling, and we also will be moving this summer again. So I'm slowly starting to get into the moving again. So our big plans for 2019 are really just homeschooling, moving, and traveling and seeing as much of Asia as possible before we move. And then when we do move, we'll explore the next location as well. So why we live in South Korea? My husband is military, and he was assigned a remote tour to South Korea. And basically, if you're not military, a remote tour is a 1-year tour of duty at a location. And for him, it happened to be South Korea. So what that entails is he is supposed to go to this remote tour by himself for 1 year, and then we move to another location after that. And usually, or I will say sometimes, what families do is they stay at their previous location. The military member goes to that remote tour for a year, and then they come back and then they move, or they stay in the same place. But in finding out the news of him having to be gone for a year and doing more research about it, I was just like, I do not want to be split up for a year. I mean, I don't think anyone really wants to be split up for a year, but that just happens sometimes with military life. But I did as much research as I could in order to try to keep us together or as close as possible. And I found out that there are some people who live in South Korea, and they're called unaccompanied. Basically, what that means is the military doesn't support us as the spouse and the children going to South Korea, but they also can't tell us where we can live, if that makes sense. So, you know, really my husband is a military member, and he is forced to do whatever he is told to do, but me and the children, we have a little bit of leeway there. So we could have stayed in Montana where we were previously. We could have went and lived with friends in Arizona. We could have went and lived with my mom somewhere. But what we decided to do was to just pay for ourselves to move to South Korea. And I don't regret that decision at all. It's been amazing. We've been able to explore Asia a little bit, just South Korea and Thailand so far, but we do want to see a little bit more. And of course, we've gotten to stay together as a family and see each other more than just maybe once a year if we had just stayed in Montana. And I mean, there are some drawbacks though. So for people who do come unaccompanied with their military member, we can go on the base, but we can't like make regular doctor's appointments, dentist appointments. The children can't go to school, which didn't matter to me because we homeschool. We can use base facilities, but there's just some things that we don't have access to, like the base housing, the medical stuff. Like I said, if there were an emergency, we could go to the emergency room, but just like regular medical appointments, we can't go through. So for me, I felt like the benefits outweighed those negatives, and we decided to come out here. It is only for 1 year. It's very temporary, and it's not, I would say it's not easy to do. And if anyone has any questions about it or wants me to maybe make a video explaining the process in more detail, please let me know. There isn't like a guidebook that's given to you and it's like, here, you'd like to go follow your military member unaccompanied, here's how you do it. That doesn't exist. So a lot of it was like just talking to different people, figuring stuff out, because even I found going on base, asking questions to like the military personnel, even then I was given wrong information. So a lot of it was just figuring stuff out on my own or through Facebook or through friends of friends. But we're here. We've been here for about 6-7 months now. We're over halfway done being here, and then we'll move in the summer. So that's the quick and simple explanation as to why we live in South Korea, and I will say I've been enjoying it. We've been learning a lot, and another big reason that I wanted to come out here, other than keeping our family together, was I figured that from a homeschooling perspective, what better way to learn about a culture than to be immersed in it. So we don't live on base, like I said, we can't. So we live off base. You know, we're going to the markets, we're riding the subways, and we're really able to see what the culture is like here, more so than just from reading a book or maybe just watching a documentary on something. My kids have enjoyed it. You know, we like to talk about similarities and differences, and of course learning a new language. So overall, I will say that it's been amazing. The biggest negative that I've seen is just like the air quality sometimes is not good, like I mentioned before. So those days we're kind of stuck inside. But other than that, I can't think of like other big negatives. Maybe one more is that we're only allowed one car out here because it's technically only my husband who is supposed to be here. So he is allowed to have a car. I can drive. But you know, it's just going from having 2 cars down to 1 car. Communication has to be a little bit different than before, but again, nothing that I can say is a complete negative to being out here, so I don't regret coming out here at all. So that was a quick look at how our 2018 went, what our 2019 will look like, and why we live in South Korea. If you have any comments or questions, please let me know down in the comment section below. Please subscribe if you'd like to see more videos from us, and have a great day.